In today's episode, after spending a few days in eastern Wyoming, we headed west to Jackson, Yellowstone National Park, the Grand Tetons, and the Bozeman area of Montana.
Wyoming is a massive state. I don't think I've personally realized just how big it is. Just because it felt like we kind of breezed through South Dakota, but today we're driving from TA Ranch in eastern Wyoming to the Grand Teton area where we're staying for the next couple days. And we've been driving for a few hours. The total drive time is like almost 7 hours. And that's if you drive the speed limit, which we are driving way below usually, because it's just with the wind kicking the car around and how heavy this van is, we found that the best speed for us is like 60-61 miles an hour. It also saves quite a bit of gas instead of going 70. So it just takes a long time to get from place to place, and there's not a lot around here. For the past hour and a half, 2 hours, we've pretty much just been seeing the same scenery. We're in Jackson, Wyoming. We're walking around downtown, and it's definitely one of those western mountain towns that you see out here in all the different states: Aspen, Breckenridge, Vail, Steamboat. Jackson is definitely more on the upscale side, but one thing comparing Jackson to a place like Aspen, it's very non-pretentious. There's something here for everyone. You want upscale galleries or upscale restaurants, they're here. You want to just casually walk around and go into a Mexican restaurant and get some good food, that's also here. So it's for everyone. It's great.
It's a cool town. I do like it.
One thing about Jackson is it's such a floral city. So many beautiful gardens everywhere.
Out west, they have rec centers everywhere, and we love going into these really nice mountain town rec centers and using them, because look at how nice the facilities are.
There's nobody here.
And it's $7.
First hike of our visit to the Tetons. Thank goodness we spent some time earlier this morning in town, just kind of exploring Jackson.
Getting
But
a
it's
work done.
nice to get out and finally explore the great outdoors. After all, that's why we're here. So it's awesome. We're going up to a beautiful lake. So can't wait to show it to you guys.
Be bear aware. Those are probably the most important words you're going to hear here. In our pack, we have a holster with our bear spray on it. So that way, Teton's grabbing it. See, he could just access it nice and quickly. It's not stuffed in your pack. You can clip it right onto your holster over here, and it is ready to go. However, you don't really need to deploy it unless they attack. We are trying to find a campsite for the night, and this can be a little difficult in a really popular national park during peak season. I don't have my hopes up, but at the same time, we have our fingers crossed.
We are in a very remote road. At this point, I think like 25 minutes away from the national park. And every site that we've seen so far has been taken. So we'll drive for a few more minutes, and if we can't find something, we'll have to drive back and try another area.
We have success. We are placing blocks. We found a site out of some miracle. Woohoo! And it's a pretty sweet site. It's really big. It's this nice big field. There was an old fire pit here, so that is pretty much how we can tell this was a site at some point. we're not going to light a fire because there is a fire one restriction, so that means you can only have fires in designated campgrounds. We're still trying. That wasn't actually a campsite. Will you buckle up? What's this up here? I don't really want to drive up there unless it is something though. Should we get out and take a look?
How?
Well, there's that. That gives me good vibes. Maybe stop here and we can walk.
Walk for how long? That's the question.
Just to see over there and see what it is.
Okay.
After about an hour and a half of searching, we finally found a site, and it happened to be the last site at the dispersed camping area we were staying at, which was an hour away from the national park.
But the scenery was to die for.
What's for dinner?
So I am making an asparagus pasta. All we have is macaroni. So I'm making it with that instead of linguine or any other kind of pasta. Literally any other kind of pasta tastes good with this. But it is what it is. So I usually do butter olive oil sauce. I'll have some salt and pepper, some cheese. Maybe I'll throw a few red pepper flakes in, some parsley. And then for drink, we're gonna do ginger beer with a splash of cranberry and peach just to round it out, and that's going to be a delicious mocktail.
The meal is ready.
And I'm serving it in our mugs so we don't burn ourselves because we don't have a picnic table or anything, so yeah, just looking good. Little asparagus macaroni with onion and garlic. We woke up early the next morning to go check out sunrise at Grand Teton National Park before heading up to Yellowstone.
We made it to Yellowstone, and we're actually staying right in the heart of the park. We pulled up to one of the campgrounds and there was a sign that it was full, but I was like, let's just check. Let's just go in and check. And they had a tent-only camping site, so we will still stay in our van or not. Maybe we'll sleep in the tent, but we do have to set up a tent, so I'm gonna go ahead and pitch it right there. That's kind of why we brought the tent, just in case. And just like that, the tent is set up and we're ready to camp here. This is the side of national parks you don't see on Instagram. We're at Old Faithful parking lot. We're not actually here to really see Old Faithful. We could really care less. It's not that impressive, to be quite honest. We're just here to go into the gift shop and also find out some hiking information. But this is craziness. This is probably, all in all, like 2 or 3 Walmart parking lots combined. And there are plates here from all over the country. And the traffic is horrendous. And this is a Saturday, which is actually one of the quieter days in the parks because of the changeover.
Usually they say you can't get up here.
We arrived in Yellowstone a little bit earlier, and as you can see, it's pretty touristy and pretty busy. Last time I was here was a few years ago, before crowds were really a thing in national parks. Even then it was crowded, but now some of the top attractions in the park, midday, people are parking for miles along the road. It is wild. So we were lucky to find one little hike that's a little bit more secluded, and there is a geyser, so we're walking out to it. I think there were maybe 5-6 other cars in the lot, so that's our turf. Look at how clear that water is. I mean, it's clear in New England, but you can literally, it's almost like there is no water.
Oh, I can't wait to swim in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
Nice.
Like the minor part.
So 15 feet?
Yeah.
So this eruption has been going for about 10 minutes now.
With this kind of momentum.
This is crazy.
I'm logging it in this research environment. So that way we have good records of it and they're able to predict it more in the future. Here we are at Grand Prismatic. It's something I really wanted to see. Kind of regretting with the amount of tourism, but at least we weren't here midday, so it's a little better. Is that just boiling?
Yeah.
So
At one point, this spring was a massive geyser. And it exploded so large that a crater formed and
We've made it to Big Sky. It's our first time big mountain biking. We've done this a few times. I mean, I've done it more than a few times. Natalie's done it a few times out east. And we're doing it for the first time on a big mountain, and it's kind of exciting.
it doesn't look bad. Honestly, it looks very gradual. Yeah, so we're gonna start over here, see how we feel. Maybe go over here later. We'll see. We're just There's nobody over here though, so the good part is we can just like rip it coming down.
That's so weird.
I sit next to. We're on a big ass chair. We have this huge e-pack.
All to ourselves.
Oh, it's dry out here. So, Big Sky, Montana. It's this side of the mountain that we're standing on right now is the quote-unquote beginner area, and we love it. It's fantastic. Little rocky in parts, but great. Over there, absolute awfulness. Probably just because we're not used to all of these rocks. We are from the East Coast. We're used to smooth as a baby's butt. And some rocks, and there's a couple like sketchy areas that you get through, but all in all, I'm actually not impressed at all.
But the scenery though.
The scenery makes it worth it. My arms are very pumped out. We're also kind of crazy.
After leaving Yellowstone National Park, we spent an afternoon walking around Bozeman, which over the past 10 years has become a bustling, vibrant community.
It's bigger than my face. I like food that's bigger than my face. On our last day in Montana, we met up with some friends from back east and their family. We did a beautiful hike, ending with a photo shoot, before heading down to Colorado to escape the wildfire smoke.